Hey there. I decided to make a video on the year 2018. It was a pretty important and rock and roll year for me. Lots of ups and downs. A lot of things happen. So right now we're the 20. No, actually we're Sunday the 30th of December. And before I continue, the reason why my face looks so oily, it's not that my face is oily. It's my special cream that I have to put every night before going to bed because of the unique skin disorder that I have. And that was detailed in one of my previous videos when I was in the hospital in March of this year. When I was in the hospital for a few weeks. I still have to put that cream so that my skin disorder doesn't come back. So I put that at night. So right now I'm doing a video. It's pretty much after midnight, and I'm still awake. So looking back at the year, March 8th, 2018 is the day that everything changed for me. That's when I went into the hospital. My kidneys and my heart were failing, and I had to be hospitalized. It's also at the same time that I had no next of kin in my hospital file. So we had to reach out to my family members that are alive. And I had previously told my work that my family was dead, and it was for a specific reason. I'm not going to get into details. So anyways, everything came out in March. I almost died. My niece, Stephanie, was in the ER with me. They finally found a next of kin of mine, which I do have a niece. Her name is Stephanie. No need to give any last names, but her name is Stephanie, and she's my niece. She got scared. She saw me very sick. So I pulled through, of course. I came out of the hospital, and then I had a PICC line to my heart because I had to get some antibiotics for another 6 weeks after that, because the staph infection, the blood infection, was in my heart. So I needed strong antibiotics through the heart, and all through that, I went back to work. Now, work was up and down since March, since everything came out. My work was a little disappointed. I think that I lied. Anyways, I spoke to our family lawyer, and apparently there's no law against me lying that my family was dead or that we're not around. It was for a specific reason, and I'm not going to get into it. So anyways, so that was March, and then fast forward on the 16th of May, when my new HIV specialist, Dr. Paul McPherson at the Ottawa General Cancer Unit and Module G, diagnosed me with AIDS on the 16th of May and gave me medication. It was a one-shot deal. If that medication wouldn't work, I would have died for real. And there was like just one-time shot. Well, of course, I surpassed, and like I posted a video on the 29th of August, which was the 10-year anniversary of my spouse, Carlos, that died in Montreal on the 29th of August, 2008. I was with him for a few years, and he was the love of my life. So on the 10-year anniversary, I was told that my viral load went from over 200,000 they stopped counting at over 200,000. That's when I had AIDS, to 61. So on the 29th of August, it was 61. So, and then I started eating healthy. I started exercising. I lost about 25 pounds. So I'm a short guy. I'm only 5'7". So I went from 220 pounds to 185. So right now I weigh about 182, 183, and I maintain my weight. I went down pant size. I feel better about myself. I'm eating healthy. I'm taking care of myself. I'm seeing a psychiatrist now. Since October, I have a psychiatrist. I went back to my family doctor because sometimes you have to be suck it up and be a man and make amends. And there's not a lot of family doctors out there, and there's not a lot of family doctors that can handle my health that I have. So now on the 13th of November of this year, I did my regular blood work, and it came out that my CD4s were at 370, which is not so bad. I was battling a little infection, so my CD4s were a little low, but my viral load was undetectable, which is remarkable. So the drug company that does the drug Trimec, that's the drug that I'm on that saved my life, has sponsored me till December 2019. So for another whole year. So I don't pay anything for that drug. It's $1,500 a month for just that drug. It's one pill a day, and it keeps me alive. It keeps me undetectable. It keeps me healthy. I can't transmit HIV to anybody because I'm undetectable and I'm healthy, and I'm staying that way. Then I had a breakdown, like you saw in the previous videos. So I had a breakdown on the 24th of September. I was in a bipolar mania phase because I wasn't on medication for any of my mental disorders. As much as I was taking care of my HIV and making sure that my heart, my kidneys, everything was functioning properly, and I was, I don't have any more high blood pressure. I don't have any more cancer. They removed all the cancer cells in my rectum. The only thing I have is the tumor here on my hand. So, but it's much better. You can't really see it. So, see the difference? So, I have a tumor here, and it goes in my hand, in my tendon. So, I think it's called a tendon in English. Anyways, like this, and operating a mouse and being on the computer all day is so hard. It was really hurting my hand. So anyways, so I wasn't taking care of my mental health, and I had a breakdown on the 24th of September, a massive breakdown. And I haven't worked since. Now, that's when I started seeing a psychiatrist, and they diagnosed me as the psychotic breakdown, and I was not in touch with reality. I had to start medication since October 23rd. I started the medication. So I'm on two antipsychotics. I'm on Abilify, and I'm on Seroquel. So I'm too bad. I have to take my medication, or else I'll mentally crumble. It's being hard to adjust the right dosage, and I have to see my psychiatrist every 3 weeks. I have to see a psychologist as well. So I went back to my work, and they suggested that I go on long-term disability. So this is what happened. So I'm doing the paperwork right now with the insurance companies and with my HR, and it's so complicated, and I have it's not easy. So I haven't worked, like I said, since the 24th of September. That was my last day. So financially, it's been tough. It's been tough, but hey, I'm keeping positive, and I'm on medication now. I feel better. Physically, I couldn't be better. My doctor is extremely happy with the results. So I have a family doctor, I have a cancer doctor, and I have a HIV doctor. I have a psychiatrist, I have a psychologist. So I have all this, and I can take the time to heal because I'm on long-term disability, which was very hard for me to accept. I've been working all my life. I've started working when I was 15 years old. Before you needed to be 16 legally to work. Back in the 80s, I was 15 and I was working in a gas station in Gatineau called Mr. Gas, and I was making $80 every 2 weeks. And I saved my money and I saved my money, and the first thing I bought back then, I remember it was a bedroom set. Isn't that weird? That was the first thing I bought when I was 15. I wanted a nice bedroom set. Anyways, I went, and I was still living with my mom. My dad wasn't really around, and but I was living with my mom and my brother, and I that was the first thing I bought. And I remember it was on Maloney Boulevard, and I worked at Mr. Gas, pumping gas and just taking care of the store, the inventory. I was pretty good. I was a pretty good worker. So, and then from then, I went to work at Super C as a pack boy, and I worked from 16 years old all the way. So at 16 years old, that was in 1988. 88 plus 73 plus 16 is what? 73, 83 plus 6, 89. Well, it was 1988 because I started before I turned 17. So I was 16. So 1989. Sorry. And Super C and Hall. And I worked there till the year 1999. So I worked there for 10 years. And I went to school. I worked in a bank. So, and then I've been working for my company called HRG, which is a travel management center. And the contract is with the government of Canada, that's where my family works. And a lot of my family, well, they're not around, and that's why it was easier for me to say that they were not alive, because of the job that they do. So anyways, all that to say, what I'm trying to say is that it was very hard for me to accept that it was time for me to retire, let's say. It was in my best interest, and it was in the best interest of my company. So it was the hardest thing for me to accept, just because I love working. I've always worked. I've always been excellent at my job. I've always been a hard worker. I'm not a lazy person. So being on disability, it's hard. I'm having trouble. So my psychiatrist is helping me accept that, and I'm learning how to understand that this is the best thing for me. Although I'm 45 years old, I just turned 45 on the 17th of December, and I'm no longer going to be working. So what I've done is I decided to give my time and to volunteer my free time at the AIDS Committee of Ottawa. So in January, I have 2 courses that I have to take in order to be a real volunteer. And I'm going to dedicate my time at the AIDS Committee of Ottawa. I am going to try to help people, give back to the community, give back to people who are not as fortunate as I am, because let's face it, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Dr. McPherson, who saved my life, and the doctors at the hospital in March who saved my life. I've closed the door to my past. I've done some bad things. You know, there's a lot of things that I lied about. I never was really true to myself, or I wasn't honest with the people who were close to me. I closed the door to that. I had closure with my best friend, who is no longer my best friend, and I understand. Him and his family are very upset because of the lies that that I said, and my actions, and my words. So I understand, but I had to have closure. So the best thing I could have done was I sent an email. I was in the mania phase at that point. However, my point came across. And if anybody knows me very well, and this person does, they can see that I wasn't myself, and they can't forgive me. They can't forgive me. That's life. You know, when you're not well mentally and you're not taking medication, and you function and you think you're functioning, and your actions and your words are not really you because of the mental illness, people tend to think that you're blaming everything but yourself. So I take ownership for my actions, my words, that I've hurt people, that I've hurt a lot of people, and I've hurt my best friend, who again is no longer my best friend. I've hurt people at work. So the only thing I can say, and this is why I'm doing a recap of 2018, is that I started my medication in October. The 23rd of October 2018 was when I started taking Abilify, and then a month after, in November, I started taking Seroquel. So I want to apologize, and I want to make amends to everybody that I've hurt by my actions, by my words. I am terribly sorry. I take full ownership. I lost relationships. I lost a family. I lost a best friend. I lost a little nephew that I loved very, 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 very much. And I'll always have good memories. And I understand why they're no longer in my life. So hopefully one of them sees this video, and at least they can see that I'm taking ownership for the bullshit and the shit that I've done. And in the end, I've never done anything on purpose to hurt anybody, physically or mentally or emotionally. My words, they have hurt people. They have also, hard to trust somebody like me if I'm always bullshitting and I'm always lying, right? And I understand that. So my punishment was I lost very, very, very good people. And I lost a best friend that was there for me when I was almost dying in 2014. So that's why, with my free time, and because I'm on long-term disability, I'm going to give back. I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to give my time. I'm going to help other people. And that'll be my way of giving back. Sorry, my dog. My dog is wondering why I'm talking to myself. I still have my dog Sandy. I'm still taking good care of her. She's in perfect health. And anyways, I love my dog. I miss my dog Diego, but he's in good hands. And I followed up on him to make sure because Diego, I got Diego in 2008, the same year that Carlos died. So Diego is 10 years old. So I've checked with my previous, my old best friend, and he said that he was doing well, and he's still stupid as fuck, and he's still an idiot, just like me. Anyways, so this was my year 2018. I'm finishing the year on a positive note. I feel good. To me, I look good. This is the best that I can look. And I do have hair, by the way. It's just very short. And I just like to wear my baseball caps. I like my Montreal Canadiens. They're my team. I have my jersey. My best friend and his wife bought me a jersey one Christmas, or it was for my birthday. No, it was for Christmas. The first Christmas that I met this person, and again, I still have my Canadiens jersey. I should have wore it for this video, but I didn't think about it. But it's in my closet, and it's number 29, and I still don't remember the name that's on the jersey. Anyways, there's a funny story with that, and I'd like to share that with you because it's good memories, even if we're not friends anymore. We were at a pub, a straight pub. I don't like to put labels on everything, but it was a straight pub because my past best friend is 100% straight. So contrary to what I've told the gay community and my gay friends, no, my past best friend was 100% straight. So anyways, we were at a pub and I was wearing my jersey, and we're at the bar and there's a hockey game. So there's a guy next to me that's French, and he had, I don't know if he had a jersey or a baseball cap with Canadians on it as well. So I'm not too sure. So he elbows me and he's like, hey, and he starts having a conversation with me talking about, like, let's say, I'm not 100% sure exactly what the conversation was, but it was funny enough that he was talking about the player that's on my jersey that my best friend bought me. So it's number 29. I don't know the name. I'm so stupid. Anyways, so, and I'm like, oh yeah. And in my head, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I am going to say. I don't even know who is on my jersey. The number 29 is a representation that my best friend bought me, number 29, because it was for Carlos. The number 29 is because Carlos died when he was 29, died on the 29, and that's why 29 is a representation. So the jersey that I got for Christmas of the Montreal Canadiens was number 29. So I give like a kick with my foot to my best friend, right? And he is fucking laughing, and all he says, like, in a whisper voice, so that the other guy doesn't think we're stupid, he says to me, "You're on your own, you idiot." Anyways, that was hilarious. It'll teach me for really trying to be totally 100% straight when, good God, I had no idea what the guy was talking about. Anyways, thank goodness I finally admitted to him. I'm like, listen, I'm gay. This is a jersey. I like Canadians. I watch hockey, but I don't. Anyways, so we went for a smoke. Anyways, so it was nice. The guy was pretty cool about it. He kind of laughed that I was stuck and not able to talk about what he was trying to talk to me about, which was the guy that's represented in the back of my jersey, number 29 for the Montreal Canadiens. Anyways, so again, I'd like to apologize to everybody that I've hurt, whether it's past friends, past family, especially my best friend. I'd like to publicly apologize for the bullshit I've done, for what I've said. All I can say is that I take ownership. I'm on medication now. I'm pretty much back to myself. And I've lost. That's what happens when you're bipolar. You lose a lot of relationships because you go crazy if you're not on medication, and that's my fault. So, and my best friend and his family were the kindest, generous, nicest people ever. And because of them, because they helped me when I was like this, and they treated me like a family member, it's with inspiration to give back and to help others that need help, and that's why I'm doing it. They don't need to know. When you do something like that, you're supposed to do stuff anonymously, and this time I'm going to do it the right way. I'm not going to help homeless people and bring them into my house, and then I get robbed and I get beaten. And listen, I made mistakes. I tried. I did it the wrong way. Now I'm going to do it the right way. And I'm pretty proud of myself because the AIDS Committee of Ottawa is sending me on a course on the 17th of January for 4 days about how to be a team leader. So that'll be my first course. And then I have a second course at the end of January, which is the volunteer course that I have to take. It's a 2-hour course. And then I'll be able to volunteer, give speeches, or I don't know exactly what's the word. It doesn't come to mind, like not a sermon, but, talk to young gay people or straight people that have HIV and they think that it's the end of the world. It really is not. Once you're undetectable with HIV, you're fine. And I'm lucky that I had one last chance, and I survived, and I'm undetectable now. And I met somebody. I met a guy. I never thought I would, have feelings again for anybody. And this guy is HIV negative, and he accepts me for who I am, mentally and physically, and HIV and bipolar, everything. And we're taking it very slow, but it just shows you that there is hope for anybody, and especially for me. If somebody is willing to love me for who I am and for me, the real me, then hey, I think I count myself extremely lucky. And he doesn't make me feel anything less than the man I am. I have to say, he's younger, about a good 10 years younger. So I guess I still have some kind of a charm or some kind of a sexiness that I'm able to get a hot little guy like that. So I'm really happy. And I just wish I could share that with the friends I've lost. But that's the price you pay. So I want to end the year in a positive note. And again, I apologized. I took ownership for what I've done. I hope my best friend, my past best friend, because I hate to always say it, but he's no longer in my life. Neither is his family. But I hope he sees this, and I hope he realizes that I couldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for him and his entire family, with the help and the generosity that they gave me, even if they're no longer in my life because I fucked up. It's because of them that I took the strength to survive, go through what I had to go through, seek therapy, go on medication for my bipolar and my borderline and my PTSD and my anxiety and my OCD. That's basically what declared me on disability, because I have about 5 or 6 mental disorders, and my doctor signed off on it, and so did my psychiatrist. So I guess I do have mental illness that now prevents me from working. So the only thing I can do is take care of myself, take the time off work to better myself, continue the way I'm doing on the right path, and not make the same mistakes. And with my new guy there that I'm seeing, I'll try not to fuck it up. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least I'll have a friend out of it, because he's a really nice guy and he's a really cool guy. And if it doesn't work romantically, hey, at least I'll have him as a friend. And my dog Sandy really likes him too, so that's a big plus. All right, so it's a 30-minute video. I think it's time that I sign off. Thank you very much for listening and for, watching me grow through my videos. I'm not somebody that likes to look in the mirror or do a video because I have to look at myself speak and I have to hear myself speak. Kind of drives me a little nuts, but my message was important for me to say, especially to the people I've hurt and for my past best friend. I wanted to publicly apologize for the bullshit and everything I've done, and to say that thank you for helping me, even if you don't know it. You've helped me to go on the right track, you and your family, and especially certain members of your family. I will always hold dear to my heart, and I am extremely sorry for what I've done in the past. So I wish everybody well. I wish everybody a happy new year. God bless, and thank you very much for watching.